Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to The Sphere. This episode is sponsored by
True Digital Media Consulting. You're online right now and so are your customers, but marketing has to be a consistent journey. True Digital Media Consulting can help with your online ads, organic growth, and so much more. Contact us today at 832-934-4436 or visit our website at truedigitalmediaconsulting.com.
Smile Design Studios. Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. Call us today at 281-969-7388 or visit our website at www.sdshouston.com.
Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hey, yo, what's good, my peeps, and welcome to Startup Masters. That's right. If you are thinking of starting a business or you're an entrepreneur and perhaps you're looking to refresh and recharge, or perhaps those differentiators that you initially set out in your business plan, keyword business plan, perhaps didn't work out the way you anticipated, well, you came to the perfect place. Riveting content, the dopest guests, the illest vibes. Listen, you need to be here every single Tuesday right around this time because we're dropping the livest content that will help you grow and sustain your business. I'm your host, Kalia Guillory, also known as KG. You can follow me across all my social media platforms by simply going to kogpassion.com. I'm fired up, man.
You fired?
I'm fired up.
You ready for that?
I'm ready.
You ready for that? What's up, world? Welcome back to Startup Masters. I'm your co-host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Now, look. You know where you can find me at. Anywhere online. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity, chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And, of course, if you have any questions about what we do here each and every week at the show, make sure you shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. You know a startup master. Shoot an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv. You are a startup master. Shoot an email. startupmasters@thesphere.tv. We want to know about you and we want to share your success with the world. That's why we built this platform, to take people to that next level in entrepreneurship and get the word out about those trials and tribulations, things that you've been through. That way you can sow a seed into someone else who may be struggling to find their way down that same entrepreneurial journey. And I know we got a humdinger today in the studio. We got a little something going.
A little something for the
talk
people.
To me.
Listen, when you think of healer, when you think of light worker,
okay.
When you think of I'm going to do it for humanity,
Whew.
when you think of it's more than just a culture, it's a way of being.
Come on.
I'm talking about the CEO of Total Woman.
Total Woman.
But what we're getting at is that there's a man and woman, so we're talking about the total things of all the intricacies that arrive at being a woman.
Gotcha.
Everything. So if
better
you
do
need
that.
to get clarification on what exactly that is,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you anymore. You know why? Because I know she's gonna tell you more.
Come on.
And the rest of you out there. Without further ado, I can't wait anymore, G. Charease Davis.
Charease
CEO, Total Woman.
What up, Charease?
Hey, y'all.
How you feeling?
What's up,
I'm
Reese
good.
Pooh?
I'm so excited to be here. Don't listen, okay? Can I get 2
back.
seconds of
Go back.
professional? Hello, I am Charease Davis, the CEO of Total Woman. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Spirit Network Startup Masters.
Well,
thank
clearly you got a
Yeah.
plug here.
Come on.
I mean, there's a home here for your
We're
own
gonna have to
show.
cut that and get that. We're gonna have to add
There's
that
a
for
home
something.
here for you.
Yes.
There's a home right here.
Yeah,
on the
we're gonna do
network
that. That's a bumper.
for you.
That's a bumper waiting to
Yeah, it is.
happen.
You heard that voiceover?
Yeah, she did that. Okay.
I love y'all
We'll talk
already.
about it.
I'm
Off
sure.
I'm
mic.
so
I'm
excited
sure.
to be here.
Off mic. Well, we're excited to have you. The reason why we
you.
do this is because we like to take those conversations. We like to leverage your experience, your know-how, the things you've been through, and sow that back into someone else who has that same desire, has that same dream, has that same passion, but they may have got lost along the way. And it's people like you that have been through it, through that fire, that are able to turn around and tell that story and pay it forward. Pull somebody else through that. You ready to take this journey with us today?
Yeah, that's my tagline. It's a journey.
Come on then.
I feel very aligned.
Put your shoes on. Let's do this. 40 days, 40 nights.
40.
Let's do
I'm
this.
ready. I'm ready.
Well, so for those that are tuned in right now, Facebook Live, remember, we only go live for roughly about 15, 20 minutes. So if you've got questions, you got comments, any concerns, make sure you drop that in Facebook Live. We're going to answer that for you right now while we get this journey and this information from this total woman to my left right here. So, Reese Pooh,
Let me tell you something.
take us back in time.
Let me tell you something.
Young chickadee, take
Let me
us
tell you
back.
something. Chickadee.
Indeed. Indeed. Take us back in time in your life where
Mhm.
you said, I'm not just whole, but I am the total woman. What was going on?
That's easy.
Okay.
The beginning of the story is I was in my early 20s. I was subscribing to a whole bunch of magazines. I was getting Cosmo for all my sex tips and all that, how to be a woman and my femininity,
Little
and Vogue
fast,
for my
little fast.
fashion, and On for my spiritual enlightenment. And one day I was just like, why isn't all of this in one thing? Like, I
come on,
want this to all
turnkey.
be in one thing.
Sure.
So then I was like, okay, well, I'll have a magazine. I'll call it Total Woman because it'll be everything a woman needs. It'll be for single girls. It'll be for moms. It'll be And then my mom got sick. And then she fell into a deep depression. And then God was just like, well, I like Total Woman, but not for a magazine. Like, here are some things I feel like you can incorporate into this Total Woman language to help heal women from the inside out so that they can transition from depression to a life of joy and fulfillment. And I started writing this curriculum. I'm like, this is going to save my mama's life. And then she died. And so I didn't get to offer her
Sorry to hear
that. Thank you. And from there, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be like her. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to be divorced. I'm not going to be ... And ended up divorced. My mom passed away. Me and my brother were having some friction and found myself homeless, living with friends for 6 months. It's like I became the very thing. I was like,
Yeah.
that ain't going to be me.
Whoa.
And I ended up getting a temp job and like qualifying for this apartment downtown that I didn't even have a job. You know what I mean? But the lady, she was like, the universe just was working to get me in the position that I needed to be in to do the work. And I went to get my keys for my new place and the office was closed. Mind you, I had all of my stuff in my car. I had just told my 5-year-old daughter, when we come home today, we're going to our own place. So then I started feeling like a bad. It was like everything that had happened came down to that one moment, and like not getting those keys just sent me into this dark place. I remember going back to work and in the restroom crying, and I'm like, today is going to be the last day. I knew exactly how I was going to end my life. I knew exactly who was going to get my daughter.
Wow.
It was a whole thing. And then, you know, when there is a calling on your life and there's a purpose and work for you to do in this world that is going to be so much bigger than yourself, God will remind you of why you need to be here. And that's when I had a thought like, God, if you give me one thing to be grateful for, I feel like I can pull myself out of this situation and then I can be committed to like doing this work. And God just reminded me of like a little kid earlier that day who had lost a father. My friend was a teacher and she had shared that with me, and I thought about that and I was like, God, thank you for my dad. And from that one thought, I started having all of these streams of consciousness and gratitude and things to be thankful for. And then the Holy Spirit was like, okay, so now that Total Woman work that you thought was for your mom, that is for you. Do that work. And I did. And this girl walked up to me one day and she was like, I want to be happy like you. And it wasn't like, I literally like wanted to run out of the church when she said it, because I was working so hard to get to happiness. I hadn't realized that I had arrived there, and I was just being it in the world. And she actually became my first client and is now like one of my sisters. So, you know, it started from a place of seeming defeat that transitioned into a place of gratitude that has now put me, in a place to be able to do this work many times over for other people.
Listen,
Come on.
the bigger the breakdown, the bigger the breakthrough.
Right?
Thank you so much for your transparency.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you guys are really ready. I mean, we got some people out here already. I can't see that from G.
I can see
mean,
it. Dr. Dawn, what up, Dr. Dawn? She says, what a testimony, another note. And her hair is dope.
Thank you.
Ah.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And I think that to co-sign what KG is saying, and for those that are tuned in right now, it is these transparent moments. It is these testimonies, these things that we're challenged with that allow us to be the how shall I say, the vision for what you can be and come out of to someone who's currently in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we are so caught up in the rat race of getting through the things that we're working on. We don't realize that sometimes that problem that you're solving is not necessarily for you.
Yeah.
It's simply so someone else can see what you're going through
Right.
and get through it
Come on,
themselves.
Ooh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Come
so
on.
good.
Sometimes we're just vessels.
We're the vessel.
Yeah.
That's all it
That's
is.
it.
Sometimes it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I want to dive a little deeper into the emotional aspect at that moment, because I think that is so important. How did you hold that facade for your daughter during that time frame?
Here's the thing. Like, kids are they are angels. You know what I mean? Like, the entire time that we were going through this process, like, my daughter was the most beautiful being to me, and the best expression of unconditional love that I've ever seen. And that day when I picked her up, I was like, okay, so here's the deal. And she's 5. I'm like, Zoe, we're not going to be able to go home. Like, what? I don't know what to do. And she was like, oh, well, let's just go to Mama Angela's house, which was my mom's house, which was the house my brother put me out of. And I was like, okay. And we went. And he was like, hey, y'all. And we spent one night. And we slept on the couch. And it was all good. And the next day, she was like, oh, see, Mommy, I told you it was going to work out.
5.
She was like, okay, so get the keys today. And so
It
I've
really
always
is that easy.
Yeah, I've never separated her from my work, because I realize that she's a young girl and she will have work to do as well. And I want her to be prepared and not be ashamed of things when they aren't going the way you anticipated, and to know that there's always a way out.
I think that's
So-
really huge, because, I mean, exposing anybody, right, at a very early age to the work that's about to be ahead of them
Yeah.
is very powerful, especially when you grow up in that type of household. And I think it really speaks to the wonder, the childlike wonder that we forget to get back to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she really made that thing serious. It was so simple.
So
Just
simple.
go to Uncle, and then it was good. And then tomorrow you're going to get the keys.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like
why
she
you
knew it was
worried?
going to be good.
Yeah, like, why you
Like, I know
worried?
he put us out 6 months ago,
Yeah,
but like
but-
that's not this. Like, this is something else. Like, and it totally worked out. I mean, I never hide from her. I can't hide from her.
Well, speaking of hiding, you know what I do hide from? Marketing. It ain't my jam.
What
it
a
ain't my
pivot.
ministry.
What?
What a pivot.
Did you?
But
Okay.
I'm going to just go ahead on and say, speaking of marketing, this portion of the episode is sponsored by our good
I love
friends
it.
at True Digital. You're online right now, and so are your customers. The question is, how do you actively reach them? Marketing has to be a consistent journey, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. True Digital Media Consulting can help with website development, online ads, your business reputation, and organic growth on search engines. Give us a call today to discuss a customized strategy for your business at 832-934-4436, or send us an email to info@truedigitalmediaconsulting.com. Mention the Sphere to receive a free 30-minute strategy consultation.
That's important.
You-
Get that in.
You know, something else that I think is important that we might just want to unpack just a little bit
Sure.
you talk about being in that bathroom stall and you're saying, this is it. This is the end. And that gratitude pulls you out of that mindset. It was a quick pivot into gratitude, right? But I think something that's especially powerful in our community is talking about that, being upfront about it, being transparent about depression and being upfront about, you know, thoughts of suicide and being, I mean, it's really mental health, right? And just with celebrities the past couple of weeks, I mean, but those are unsung heroes, right? But what about the heroes that we live with? What advice could you give people who are struggling with the very same thing so that they can pivot as quickly as you did into gratitude?
I think telling the truth.
It'll set you free.
You mentioned, like, you know, maybe sharing with other people and mental health, but it's like nobody understands your truth better than you. Sometimes we have to start with ourselves. And the reason why we don't talk to other people usually is because we refuse to even admit or acknowledge what is happening. But the moment you say something out loud and you speak something out loud to yourself, it makes it true, because the vibration of your words hit your ears and you hear it. But as long as it's in your mind, it seems almost like it's not reality.
Oh, that's
and
good.
Sometimes it's not easy to call Gary and say, hey, look, I'm having some thoughts of like, but if I can tell myself, you know what, Charease, like, you're not in a good place and you're not doing well, and this is why you aren't doing well, then from there, there's a release and an expansion that happens within me where I might feel safe to reach out to somebody. But I think the first thing is being honest with yourself.
That's good.
And when you tell yourself the truth, it's like you can start deciding where you have space for gratitude. But when it's all in your mind, it seems like chaos, and it seems like there isn't a way out. So, like, honesty.
I love that.
Transparency.
I love that.
Good.
I know that when she touched me, that vibrated all through my spirit.
Come on,
I felt the touch.
Come on,
I felt
high
that.
vibes.
Now, Monique asked a great question. How do you continue to stay centered when you are facing those challenges?
Good question, Monique.
I give myself permission to not be centered.
Hold on, pivot.
Sorry, y'all ain't gonna get all this.
She hit that one. Hold
Okay,
on.
here we go.
Speak on that.
When there are things happening in your life that are throwing you off, you're not going to always do like this and stay in the middle. Sometimes you're going to go way, way, way far left, and you're going to be completely off the center. And that's okay. Find your center over there. Like, it doesn't always have to be one spot. Give yourself permission to lean all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and know that there's a center in either part of it. You know what I mean? It's not just right here. You know, it's all about activating your own power. You know what I mean? Knowing that you have this power within you that's greater than what anybody could tell you. Nobody knows what you need better than you. And sometimes my center is not always right here. Sometimes I get very far and I got to find my center where I am. So
that's so real.
You know,
you better get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just what it is. You know,
that was so good.
It's like,
because we've been conditioned to think that the center always has to be here.
Where it's always been.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Let me move. Let me move back to comfort.
Let me get back. Let me get
instead
back
of
here.
learning to create comfort where you're
wherever
at.
you are.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. But guess what, folks?
That's it.
Oh, Facebook Live, y'all better
It's
adapt to this.
For them.
It's over for them.
We love y'all.
I was getting
Let me
warmed
just keep it a buck.
up.
No. Oh, the show is gonna roll.
I know, but
the
I
show
want
is
my
gonna
friends.
roll.
Hey, friends.
What up, friends? LaKasha, we see you with the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Monique, we appreciate you tuning in. Monique's been getting heavy in the building lately. We definitely appreciate that. Make sure y'all are sharing this information out. Make sure when y'all are watching the Facebook Live, share it out at the same time so other people can hop on and ask these same questions and maybe get a blessing out of some of the conversations coming out of these entrepreneurial mouths here at this table. So, but remember, folks, we only shoot for the first 15, 20 minutes. So guess what? You've got to go subscribe. Head over to the sphere.tv /startup masters. We've got some options for you. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. You can even find us on your Amazon Alexa right in your kitchen. And at the same time, make sure you give us that constructive criticism. Review our show. Let us know how we're doing. Give us those likes, those dislikes, those thumbs up. Give us that constructive criticism to build a better show for you all and make sure that we're continuing to sharpen, because iron does sharpen iron.
Yes.
And share with your family, your friends, your colleagues, share with your loved ones, share with them haters, share with anyone and everyone so that they know that where they can find entrepreneur gems for their own businesses. And last but not least, if you truly love what we're doing, you're loving the verbiage that's coming out of our mouths, sow a seed. Go over to sphere.tv/donate. We've got a couple of options. You can donate one time right on the website, single donation, or you can donate via Patreon and get some exclusive content that's just for you all. So, once again, folks, Deldrick, I see you in the building. What up, my G? Make sure, if you want these gems, you want to talk this talk with Startup Masters, make sure you subscribe right here at the Sphere. So, Reese Pooh.
I just love y'all.
We love
We
you.
love you.
I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to
Happy
have
here,
you.
right?
This is what we do.
No, like
This
I
is
love
what we
y'all.
do. That's what we do. So, today, let's talk about, as we take this journey, we've talked about how things got started.
Yes.
Let's talk about today. What can people expect to get from Total Woman?
That's a good question. I was just meditating.
Do that.
Okay.
Do that. Okay.
People can expect to get a person, a woman who is leading with love and who is really putting love back on the forefront. Because in all of this work that we're doing with coaching and helping, and even in business and all of that, we're all just asking, like, for love.
Yeah.
Will you love me? Like, this is what I have to offer. Like, will you love me? So I like to focus on the love, you know? And that's really all I can say about that. That looks different. Sometimes it looks like events like Lightworkers, like we had this weekend, where we have spiritual discussions. We invite people who have different spiritual practices than I do, different guides, different ways to help. And we have open discussion and dialogue, create platforms for questions to be answered and, you know, new ways to move spiritually to be explored. And sometimes it looks like a one-on-one conversation. Sometimes it looks like a hug. Sometimes it looks like a, hey, you're doing so good. I love you so much. Like, you know, and sometimes it looks like just being here and like having a good time and sharing. But most importantly, like, that's my work in the world, to lead with love, express love, be love personified, and to help people to feel that whenever they're in my presence.
And I'm willing to, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
but isn't there a book out in the universe for people to be able to experience
Oh.
this love?
Oh, sometimes it looks like a book. Yeah, so it's going to be a year in next week on
Wow.
my birthday that I released
Congratulations.
my book.
Early
Congratulations,
birthday.
Thank you.
Turn up.
It's going to happen. But my book is 52 Thoughts for Higher Living, and it's inspired by 52 occurrences in my life and how they seemed like dismal situations, but how God really showed me the opportunity in them. And so it's filled with like 52 short stories, 52 thoughts, and then like these sub thoughts for higher living that you can incorporate in your life like right now. And then the stories just show you how I transitioned from what was uncomfortable and really hurtful, you know, to something really beautiful.
Love it.
So, you know, making you miss your message. Kinda
Making the
thing.
mess the message.
Hey,
You know.
they're so funny because while you said something about love, and at that moment, it was like this theme song came in while you were talking. It's from Jill Scott's. It's off her first album.
Love,
I think-
love.
I think it's what is it? Eliza, something in E flat.
Oh.
You love me.
You love me.
So when you said
It's
it triggered
special.
that, and that was like your theme song.
Different.
It was fire.
Every.
That's why I started smiling. I couldn't stop. It was like that
Listen.
spoke. You spoke that into existence right there. It's something about your spirit
Thank you.
that speaks volumes. And here's the beauty. Watch how I take this. It's people who find themselves in the entrepreneurial space. And for those that are watching this right now, you're sitting at home on your couch via Apple TV, or you're sitting in traffic right now, you're listening to this via iHeartRadio. Think about this. When you are aligned in your passion, when you are aligned in your purpose, and your spirit is right for what you want to bring to life, it cannot be stopped.
Ooh.
You got to know that.
That made me
that's where
warm.
you're at. That's where you're at.
That's it.
And because and let me keep it a buck. I've not had the best day today. I was in the office, laid out on my beanbag, and I heard your voice, and my mindset changed. I hadn't even met you, but I just heard your voice.
Thank you.
And so it changed who I was just walking down the hallway.
Look at that.
And then came in here, and then I literally had to put on the front to be docile because I wanted to be exuberant just being around you. And so it speaks to you walking in your passion and in your purpose. So I'm just thankful to even have you at the table.
Thank you
Just keep
for
it a
saying
buck.
that. Thank you for offering
Yeah, no
that.
doubt.
I appreciate
Touch and
it.
agree, okay? Vibes. That's what it is.
High
I
vibes.
I like touching this man. I feel like he calling me to
You smell good. But listen.
That's a whole nother.
But you know,
thing.
I mean, but what Gary is saying is the truth, right? It's, I mean, listen, your interaction, non-interaction, I mean, that speaks volumes. I mean, we were walking down I don't even remember where we were, but you were like, what's going on with you? And I was like, I've been like running the gamut trying to get sponsorship for this documentary.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
I was like so stressed out about it because you know how it is. You taking all these shots, but you like, yo, like when is one of these bad boys gonna land?
Yeah.
Charease said in the instant, friend, it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. Okay.
Well, now.
And I still walked away with like, all right, like I get that, but I need that thing now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I shift my perspective on how I was going to achieve these sponsorships because it was all in this box.
Yeah. It had
A
to
week
be
later.
one way.
Come on.
Got to check
Come on.
with this woman's help, with assistance. So thank you publicly for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you truly are making G and I smile.
Yeah.
But one thing about that smile is folks gonna interact with you, and we got to make sure that smile is on point, though. Like you can't be coming around and your smile ain't right.
I love. Let me tell you something. If I ever want to advertise a thing, do you hear me? I'm bringing it right here. I'm putting it in your hands.
You better.
Because
Look.
What she do?
Listen, cause this portion of the show is sponsored by Smile Design Studios.
There it is.
love it.
Smile Design Studios, family and cosmetic dentistry, offers numerous treatments meant to maintain, heal, and customize your smile. If you're not sure what you need, don't worry. Dr. Ellis and her team are happy to meet with you to go over your patient history and goals and offer your professional recommendations. Let Smile Design Studios make you smile. Call us today, like right now, at 281-969-7388. Or check out our website at www.sd, as in David, Houston.com to schedule your appointment today. All new patients, guess what? Receive a free gift and $50 off your first dental treatment. You can't pass that up. Smile Design Studios looks forward to providing excellent care for you and your family. Shout out to Dr. Ellis, who also, if you guys are looking for some other dialogue and verbiage around docs,
Come on.
check out Docs on the network.
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Ellis happens to be one of the hosts.
There it is.
Yay. I
There it
mean,
is.
that was good. You did great.
I did great.
I mean,
Thank you, friend.
I don't know
Thank
how
you,
much
friend.
it cost, but it was worth it.
Thank you, friend. It's $50
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, friend. You
She did that.
did that.
You are a mess.
I love you, KG.
I love you.
So
It's
let's-
love
She
at the
is so
table.
special.
I want to
Go
talk
ahead,
a little
G.
bit about some of the things you're doing behind the curtains, behind the scenes. Now, obviously,
Okay.
you're sewing into people's lives through this business,
Yeah.
but we all know that an empty cup can't pour into others.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to sow back into self to bring your cup, your gratitude jar back up to its fullest, so that you're able to continue to sow into other lives around you?
So I was telling KG recently, I feel like I've spent a lot of my life, like, this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to just say it because
No,
I
it's
feel
not.
like people feel like this. But I feel like I've spent a lot of my life, like, outside of my body.
Expound.
And so I feel like, so my parents divorced when I was 8. And I remember my dad, like, calling me and my brother into the restroom to let us know how everything was going to go down. And this was a very weird experience because my parents never fought in front of us. They never had an argument in front of us. It was always love all the time. So in my mind, it was like, wow, 2 people can be in love and still not be together. And I remember just like checking out. And I really don't think I've been like in my body since that time. Like, it changed everything for me. But recently, as you might know, like, whatever work you're doing, it's always like pointing back at you. Like, yeah, you're doing this work, and what about you? Like, you're building businesses, and what about yours? Like, you're doing all this dope stuff, but like, what about your life? Is your life dope, right? And so recently I've been making this, what I call this journey home to myself. And that's looked like telling my truths, saying that I'm still hurt. Like, I remember when I left myself. I remember when I abandoned myself and my body, and acknowledging that I've created a physical body that's not in alignment with how I think and where my heart is, and really just doing all kinds of like exploratory work for myself, like exploring different health things for myself, exploring different spiritual practices, talking to different people, like whatever it takes to get me from A to B, like from out of my celestial place to like back to earth. So just like a lot of grounding work, like talking to friends, sharing things that are true, like I was saying earlier, like saying them out of my mouth and acknowledging what my life has been, crying a lot, like for a whole week or 2, and like not feeling depressed,
It's
but
okay.
just saying like I have feelings, and so I've been doing a lot of cry therapy, and just having tough conversations. I've been working with like my friend who's like a body language expert and talks a lot about like detox and all those kind of things. I've talked to a intuitive medium, like everything. Like, I'm trying everything. Because I realize like my physical health is important, and I have to embody this body to continue doing my work at the level that I'm being called to. I need to be present.
Yeah.
And also just taking care of my mental health and being with my friends and being around people who love me, not isolating myself, because I like to do my work by myself, but I'm learning to like do my work with my people, you know, with my tribe. So they keep me like encouraged and like on the right path, you know. It's not hard.
Are you documenting this journey? Because it feels like that could be another book. I don't know. Like that would
It
be
is
something
going
I'm
to
sure
be a
people
book.
wanna
I already
read.
got a title for it and
Boom.
everything.
Now, something else that resonated with me is you're exploring yourself and how to get back to yourself, right?
Yeah.
How do you protect your creative space so that you can continue to explore that journey and block out those outside noises that might try to deter you from your exploration? Like, that's an adventure, right? And making sure that you don't, that negativity, or even people who know they're really thinking they're doing the best for you, but how do you protect that creative space? Because that's where the sweet spot is, right? That's where the secrets, that's where the barbecue sauce is.
You know, KG, I'm a little bit different. So I take it all.
Do you?
Nothing has to be blocked out.
Okay.
Nothing has to not be a part of my the very thing that I don't want to be a part of my creative process is the very thing that's going to spark the most creative inspiration for me, because it's something that I'm refusing to look at.
Okay.
Right? And what I'm refusing to look at is what I really need to see. So there's some things that are going to come into my focus, and they're just going to happen for me because I'm attracting that, right? My
Yeah.
vibration is the same, and they're just gonna come to me, and they're gonna be good things, and they're gonna be fruitful, and they're gonna be wonderful, and then there are gonna be those things that I want to resist, and that I want to refuse to look at. But the things that I refuse to look at are the things that help me grow. Those are the things that show me another way. Those are the things that show me a problem that I can solve within myself and within the world. And so I don't block anything out. Like, everything is fair game, and everything is here to serve me, and nothing is here to hurt me. I don't take it personal. It's all a part of it. Like, if I'm walking down the street and there are trees to my left and trees to my right, even if I know I'm gonna go right at the fork in the road, it doesn't mean I don't want to see the beauty of the trees on the left. I can still enjoy the whole thing until I decide to take a different path. So it's all for me. All things are working for the good of those
Boy, that was a
who love the Lord.
pivot.
You know,
She opened up that,
and who
that,
are called.
that
It
view.
was broad, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Broadening your view.
And it's
Got
like,
mine.
you know,
Yeah.
one of the teachers that I really love, Abraham, talks a lot about contrast and how contrast is good for us. And you know best what you do want by knowing what you don't want. But if contrast is not there and you're taking everything in, you really
How do
don't
you
know what
know?
you want. You know what I mean? So contrast is our friend. Contrast is here to serve us. Contrast is our teacher. It is our lessons. It's the very thing that's going to make us who we think we want to be.
Or perhaps decide after those lessons, like, this
Yeah.
really ain't what.
That
really
this is
it's not
not-
my ministry.
Yeah.
This ain't for
But
me.
you gotta get there. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I take it all
That's so good,
in
friend.
stride.
Oh,
It's all
that's
love,
good.
you know? It's all good.
It just feels good.
I mean, you all right?
Well, it just feels good. All right.
When that fella it's good to him when he start doing like
Yeah,
this.
when
It's
he do a
good to
little
him.
dance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It takes a lot to get him to do that
Like
little
doing a
dance.
little
Yeah.
Because introspective, it makes you think differently.
It
And
does.
a lot of times we become, once again, so comfortable
Mm-hmm.
in the conversations that we have with people, so comfortable in the mindset that we've chosen to have, so comfortable in what we want to believe or not believe,
Yeah.
or what we want to see or not see.
Mm-hmm.
Broaden that horizon.
Yeah.
Broaden that view. You never know what you're missing.
Right.
You never know. Accept the contrast.
Yeah.
Because it may bring you to another place in life. I mean, come on. We got a word here.
Got word.
There's a word.
Hashtag
here.
word.
There's a word. So,
Yeah.
if y'all want to contrast some things, bring some new advertisements over here. Let's compare it to some other stuff that we've got going
Y'all are
right
so
here
creative. Y'all are so
at the
creative.
Sphere. So, are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789, or send us an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. So yes, indeed, if you're trying to get your business up and booming, we're talking to a lot of folks, man. Get that ad over here. And let us work for you. 'Cause that's what we're doing.
That's
right?
what we over here
Broaden
doing
that
it for the
horizon.
people.
Broaden that horizon. So
Y'all are so great. I just keep looking around for like a teleprompter. Like, where are they reading this from? Like the introduction, like, where are the words? Like, it's just so
What we do.
eloquent and just so.
We bring that thing from the heart,
From the
man.
heart.
It's
Straight
just
up
like
passion.
What we do.
ease. It's just ease.
that's what we do. So
Love
speaking of ease us into the mindset
Mhm.
of total woman in the year 2025, 2030. Where do you see this business of yours heading?
Well, since I am my business, I see myself first of all happy. Like, that's the most important thing to me, is my joy and my happiness. So that's easy. But In 2025, I don't know. I don't have a specific answer for that. I just know that wherever it's going to be, I'm going to be happy. My family's going to be happy. We're going to be fulfilled. There's going to be abundance in every area of our lives. And I know that we're going to be using our influence to help other people create the same things for themselves and for their families. But I'm also not married to what that's going to look like. You know, things change every day.
Yeah.
Thoughts change every day. There are things right now that I'm saying, I don't know if I want to do that like that anymore. I think I want to do it this way. But what I know for sure is that I will be in purpose and that I'll be joyful.
So it's one of those things. I was having this conversation with Andrea. She's my mentor manifestation coach.
I love
life
her.
coach, basically. And I was having that conversation with her because I've been big into conditioning, right? Like why are we so conditioned to think the way we think?
Yeah.
And I'm in the process of unconditioning myself,
Yeah.
especially from corporate. And we were having this conversation and I was talking about this next 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm like, I had that thing all mapped out
Planned
because I've
out.
been conditioned that way.
Yeah.
And in my unconditioning, I'm open to whatever the universe desires. But she said, well, when you're open and you're within purpose and you're aligned, it doesn't matter if you go left, right, straight, backwards.
It's
It
all
doesn't matter
good.
what the fork in the road is. You're going to wind up exactly where you're supposed to be. And when she said that, it reminded me, it resonated with what you said for me because, and I'm guessing for a lot of you guys as well, it's like we don't necessarily have to have, I mean, you can, but then you don't have to feel pressured to do so.
You know what? My motto is whenever I do find things that I feel like I want to be definite, I always write them down and then I say ... or better. Because I never want to limit what the creator is wanting to do with me and for me. ...
or better.
Or better. Because I have these things in my mind, but here's the thing. When you're thinking of a plan, you're only thinking in the capacity of what you have done or
Yep.
what you have seen done.
Yep.
You can only compare your vision to what you know is already out there.
That's it.
But there are things in this world that you will do, that I will do that's never been done before. And you've never seen it, so it's not even a thought in your mind. The seed has not even yet been planted in your mind to even think that you want it.
Some of those things are happening right now for all
There
three
are
of us.
things in this world that you want that you don't even know that you want yet. So why put these limitations with words? Because time is a low vibration, and in a lot of cases, words is too. And I believe in positive affirmation and all of that. I mean, that's what my book is about, like thought healing your foundational belief system, transferring it to have the things that you want. You know what I mean? But at the same time, those things are also limiting. So we have to sometimes get out of the dream and watch it. We have to view it. We have to be an observant of the dream because we don't know all what it's going to be. That's why it's a dream. It's something that hasn't been brought into your physical space yet.
I'm going to sit back now.
So,
I know.
You go ahead.
you know,
But a dream.
But a dream.
Nothing
It's
but
like-
a dream.
or better.
Or better.
It's like, what do you want that you don't know that you want? Like, that's the question to be asking God and the universe. Like, what is it that I want that I don't even know that I want? And then asking for those creative sparks and creative genius, you know, and ingenuity and things like that to be downloaded. Because so far, we only get downloads based on what we know to be. But there are things out here that are not, that are for you. You know what I mean? And that are waiting on you and that you'll arrive to eventually. So it's like in 2025, I don't know, something good or better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Happiness or better. Happiness or better. What's better? Bliss. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like a word I can't even think of.
No, like for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, G.
Hey, I'm here for this.
all
Dot,
all
dot,
of
dot,
it.
or better.
Or better.
That's the Pee Wee's Playhouse word of the day.
Come on, Pee Wee.
Or better. So,
So,
I got one final question for you here at
Okay.
this table. take where you're at today.
Mm-hmm.
Bask in this knowledge, in this place. Think about all the clientele you've helped, all the people that you have brought forth to a happy place. Think about that total woman revolution that you've created, and rewind the tape. Go backwards, back in time, back to missing the key for the apartment, back to having the conversations with your daughter, back to wanting to manifest this business for others, not realizing that the manifestation was really for self. All the way back to the beginning when the blue ink was wet for the blueprint. And we slide you some seed money. How would you start this business over again this time around and make it ... better?
Huh.
I wouldn't wait till it was perfect. I would have given what I had to my mom immediately. I was trying to create something. I'm getting teary-eyed.
Oh, no.
Y'all know I cry, KG. You know I cry.
I hold your hand. I hold your hand. Okay, it's okay.
But I wouldn't have waited for it to be perfect. I would have offered what I had, knowing that it would have been enough for the moment in which it was given. Right? Sometimes we miss opportunities because you're striving for perfection when what you have is already enough. So if I had to restart it, I wouldn't spend money on perfecting it, you know?
Yeah.
I would feel the urge of the Holy Spirit and take the information that was given to me in the moment, and I would have given it away immediately. And I don't know if or how that would have changed my mom's life, but I know today that when I meet people and I feel that and there are words for them, I want to give it away immediately. Like, I don't want to wait because I know my conversation could be a way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't waste time on perfection. I would take the seed money and not wait for all of the rain and all of the sunny days to water it and all of that. I would start giving away what I had immediately.
What you have right now
It's enough.
is enough.
It's enough.
The doors of the church are
Woo!
open. I mean,
Can you please?
is there one?
Is there one?
Is
Is there
there
one?
I knew y'all was gonna give me some tea. I said, "Oh, I'm doing so good. I'm gonna get out here with
It
no
ain't right
tears.
if you don't have no little
Come
It
misty
on.
ain't
eyes.
right
It
if
ain't
I
right.
cry.
Is
Y'all
there
know.
one?
Woo.
Is there one? Reese Pooh. I tell you, love, with all the conversations you've given us today, all the manifestations you've been through in your life, all the trials and tribulations that you've overcome and pulled others through, we would like to officially coin you a startup master.
Oh yeah.
Let anyone and everyone that's tuned in right now know where they can reach you and help become a total woman.
Okay, you can reach me on my website at ChareaseDavis.com and on all social media platforms at Charease Davis. If I was feeling freaky, I'd give my number out, but I don't really want.
don't
I don't
freak
want
'em
the.
too bad.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Hold a little bit back.
Phone blowing up
everything.
You know, we do the wind down. People gonna be calling, trying to. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do all that. But yes, ChareaseDavis.com and Charease Davis on all social media platforms.
That's what's up. That's where it is.
I love y'all. I had the
dear,
best
we
time.
love you.
We
This has been
love
a pleasure.
you.
Gary
Thank
Lee,
so
I
much.
love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much for sharing.
Y'all, this man.
We appreciate it.
That fella.
That fella here.
That fella.
KG, where can the good people reach you at?
I mean, clearly, let me just make this fast for you good people so we can get it back to this good man here, this good sir. KOGpassion.com. That's where you can grab me across all my social media platforms. If you're looking for emails or anything in terms of what products and services that I offer for speaking, hit me up right there at kogpassion.com. What about you, G?
That's where it is. And, of course, you can reach me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity Chat, and at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And, of course, if you had any questions, conversations you want to be had, any concerns about what we do here at the show, shoot us an email, startupmasters@thesphere.tv, or hit us across social media platforms @thesphere.tv. Use our coveted hashtag startupmasters, and we'll definitely answer those questions immediately. So, once again, this has been another
one.
electrifying episode, enlightened episode, and we will see you all next time. Take care, folks.
Peace.